Hi, guys. I just want to give some important information because not everything that I think needs to be made public has been made public, and I think that everything needs to be transparent. That's the point of all of this. So on November 5th, there was a post made on the league Facebook page that there were 3 open seats and board members were needed. So the positions that were opening were the vice president, which meant Newhart was leaving, safety officer, which is Brian, and a trustee, which was Marche leaving. Okay. So on November 9th, we shared the first episode of all of this. I looked up times because I kind of feel like it's a little bit important of how things escalated. So we shared that it's showing 12:53 on the 9th. So then at 2:23 on the 9th, I received a phone call from Ryan Wilson after he had called my husband's phone. We didn't answer. We don't want to have any further conversations where, all of our questions are deflected. We're lied to, disrespected. It doesn't even really matter more than that. We weren't having any further conversation. We had already tried to talk, and then we're continuously made out to be the bad guys, kind of like we are right now for talking, which is fine. We're only telling the truth. We have to continue with this because you all need to be aware of what's actually going on. So then Wilson had asked a board member to call us. He had said something along the lines of being afraid of what we were going to say next because he wanted to coach basketball at the middle school. Okay. So then at 5:55 that night, I was told that Ryan and Josh had both resigned, which Josh had been talking about leaving. And they, from what I was told, they wanted to go back to Candid because that's where their kids will have to play middle school football. So I can understand wanting to give them time to get to know their teammates before they get to that point. Totally respect that. My question is, why was there so much panic if none of this is true? And I really wish that people would consider that. Remove who's involved. If you don't like me, that's fine. I'm cool. I got a really great group of people who love me, and I'm good. I love myself. I know I'm a good person. I know that I have good intentions. I know that I am doing what's right for the right reasons. And I know that there are going to be people who are going to hate me for that, and that's fine. I know there are several people who have done nothing but obsess over this, but I mean, some of them have been obsessing over other things for years. So my recommendation is to get a better hobby. Another post went up from us. Okay. November 15th, there is an updated post from the league that there's 4 seats open now: president, vice president, safety officer, trustee. Now it's being said that Ryan, Josh, Brian, and Mandy are leaving. So Marche's apparently staying. Marche's boyfriend applied. Okay, so the bylaws now state that board members may not be related by first or second degree of consanguinity or affinity. Okay, so consanguinity means being related by blood. Always a gray area, right? Affinity means created through marriage or having a child together. And in some situations, people are going to say that it's only through marriage instead of saying that it is also by creating a child because it plays in their favor. So Marche and Stephen are brother and sister, although not by blood. They have been brother and sister for the majority of life, but not by blood. Are we going to call this another gray area? Or are we going to say, yes, she is my sister, he is my brother, and so we can't sit on the board together? Then you have Marche and Jordan, who have a child together. So they also should not be allowed to sit on the board together if we're going to run things correctly, according to our bylaws. So, Marche wants to stay. Her boyfriend wants to join. Okay. Mandy's leaving. Her husband applied. Okay. So you can then see if Marche and her boyfriend and then Mandy's husband, Steven, end up on the board. We're not in a fair situation any better than we are right now because the board should be made up of parents across the league, not people who are affiliated to the same team like it has been. We need people to come in from all different levels and work together to build this program for all of our kids. If that's actually what's happening, and they're trying to stack a board in their favor to remain in control, why do you want control? That's really weird. It's not about being in control. It's about operating to the best of our abilities. It's about doing what's right for the children. This isn't about adults. This doesn't have anything to do with adults. This is all about the kids and a league that is supposed to be supporting our youth. And the last several years have been so damaging to it that that's not what's happening. So, I mean, if you look at just the fundraising alone this year, and, you know, somebody's going to say, well, our numbers are down. Well, our numbers are down because of things that have happened. Parents have left. Their kids have quit playing. Kids had to leave because they didn't live within the district or didn't fall within the 2-year span that only covered a couple kids. The calendars, from what I was told, brought in like less than half of what they did last year. Last year, I think it was like over $11,000. This year, I think it was about half that, if that. And then the raffle, I think it was less than $1,500 that was profited. Okay, so if you look it up, another raffle that just occurred within the district, which is not affiliated to the league at all in any way, that raffle profited over $23,000. $23,000. And the youth raffle profited, I think it was less than $1,500. If you aren't seeing an issue here, then maybe you are part of the problem. I really wish remove the people that are involved. Take their names out, take my name out, and mull over everything, all of the information that you've been given. And then come back and revisit things and see why we're doing what we're doing. Because pretty soon there's not going to be anything left for any of our kids.